Hello everyone. This video is regarding a very interesting book which I am reading nowadays. Sorry, not reading, I'm listening to it because it is an audiobook. The name of the book is Destiny of Souls and it has been written by Dr. Michael Newton. Now let me share with you who is Dr. Michael Newton. Here is his introduction. He's got his own website, which is newtoninstitute.org. Dr. Michael Newton is no more alive, but his work is fabulous. And the books he's written and which I've read are Life Between Lives, Journey of Souls, and Destiny of Souls. And today I'll be talking about Destiny of Souls, which is available on internet in the form of an audiobook in 2 parts. What is interesting about this? Let me just give you a brief background about that. There are different claims regarding what happens after death. Broadly classifying, there are two traditions of worship. One, which is known as the naturalistic tradition of worship, which is Hinduism and all the earlier civilizations which have been wiped out from the surface of planet. The second tradition is the prophetic tradition, which means Islam and Christianity primarily. Judaism, I'm right now concentrating on it because the number of Jews is very small. But in any case, now the claim of Christianity is that there will be a day which is called the Judgment Day. And on that day, the biblical God Jehovah will supervise segregation of the entire humanity into 2 groups. One will be sent to eternal heaven, the other will be damned permanently for an eternal hell. Jesus Christ will be sitting on the right side of the throne of the biblical God. Since Islam has borrowed its theology, almost whole of it, from Christianity, therefore the difference or variance is just in nomenclature, but the overall skeleton remains the same. The term for Judgment Day has been changed to Qiyamah, that there will be this day of Qiyamah on which the Quranic God Allah will be sitting on a judgment, and instead of Jesus Christ, now it is Prophet Muhammad who will be sitting on the right side of the throne of Allah. Apart from that, everything else remains same. And those who are destined for hell or the Quranic Jahannam, they will be rotting there forever, and the in charge of that hell or Jahannam is Satan according to Bible and Iblis according to the Islamic traditions. Now let me come back to the book which I was earlier referring to. The book is called Destiny of Souls, and it has some very interesting incidents reported. Now what Dr. Michael Newton was doing was, he used to take his patients by under hypnosis into past life regressions, and the patients would witness what they were doing in their previous births and also what was happening in between the 2 births. And on basis of these testimonies of his hundreds of patients spanning about 4 decades of his career, he's written these books. And what he is explaining is, I am not going to go into the entire details because that will make the video very lengthy. What he says is, what the patients are telling is that the souls, when the body ends, move to the spirit world. There they have their own cluster groups of souls. They discuss amongst each other. Then a group of souls is assigned to a particular guide. Guide are those souls who are more enlightened as compared to these souls. And it is not only guides, there are some other senior entities also. But for today's discussion, I'm just sticking to the guide who suggests the future reincarnation to every soul. Now, out of numerous cases which are mentioned in these books, there is one which is very interesting. It is about an evangelist who died in 1920s. That means about 100 years from today. and the testimony is very interesting. Now, since I'll be playing that clip for you, the format of the book is that the Dr. Michael Newton puts some questions to the patient, and the patient who is in his subconscious state or a superconscious state starts giving answers to them. In this particular case, he tells us the background of the evangelist, that the evangelist used to scare people about Judgment Day and about Satan. And just listen to these clips. Now, the audio is not very high quality. There is some echo in it. So just bear with me. And once the audio is over, then I'll explain what my point was. This is the book which I was talking about, Destiny of Souls. This is part 1, and I'm starting from timestamp of 2 minutes 35 seconds 2 hours 35 minutes and 43 seconds onwards.
Another superstition. Aside from the non-existence of such demonic beings in the first place, the mind is never completely vacant of a traveling soul's energy. A malevolent entity would be unable to squeeze in, even if it did exist. Evidently, residents of the spirit world are quite aware of our enthrallment with dark and nefarious specters who pose a danger to the soul. I have a most unusual and defining case, which brought this to my attention. The ironic engagement of demonology employed in Case 18 by my subject's teacher toward his hapless student is outrageous and unconventional but effective. This case illustrates how the almost brutal use of humor can be graphically applied in the spirit world to define our shortcomings on Earth. Case 18 concerns the death experience of an evangelical preacher of the 1920s. This man has spent a lifetime seeing the devil in every nook and cranny of his town in the Deep South. During my review of his life with the client who carried these memories, I was told my parishioners were shaken to their bones with my fiery sermons of the hell awaiting all sinful transgressors. I will begin this case with a scene as it unfolded right after my subject reaches the gateway. Case 18. Dr. N. You say that although things are not too clear, you are floating in bright light and someone is coming toward you? Yes, I am kind of disoriented. I haven't gotten used to things around here yet. Dr. N, that's fine. Just take your time and let the figure float toward you as you float toward it. Long pause, and then with a loud horrified exclamation, oh, God. No. Dr. N, startled by this outcry, what's going on? Subject's body begins to shake uncontrollably. Oh, Lord Almighty. IT's the devil. I knew IT. I've gone to hell. Dr. N, grasping subject by the shoulders. Now, take a deep breath and try to relax as we go through this together. Then, softly, you are not in hell. Cuts in with a shrill tone of voice. Oh, yeah, then why do I see the devil right in front of me? Dr. N, my subject's face is now covered in sweat, and I use a tissue to wipe some of it away while continuing to reassure. Try to calm yourself, there is some misinterpretation here and we will find it soon. Paying no attention to me, the subject now begins to moan while rocking back and forth. Ahoo! It's over for me. I'm in hell. Dr. N, I break in now more forcefully. Tell me exactly what you see. Whispering at first and then loudly. Being. Demonic. Reddish green face. Horns. Wild-eyed. Fangs. The facial skin is like charred wood. Oh sweet Jesus, why me of all people? WHO spoke so much in your name? What else do you see? With loathing, what else is there to see? Can't you understand? I'm in front of the devil. Dr. N, quickly, I meant the rest of the body. Look below the head and tell me what you see. With a violent shudder, nothing. Just a wispy ghost-like body. Dr. N, stay with me. Doesn't this seem unusual to you that the devil would appear with no body? Move forward in time rapidly now and tell me what this figure does. My subject's body jerks up violently and then with a great sigh of relief he sags back into the chair. Oh, that bastard. I might have known. It's Scanlon. He is taking his mask off and smiling wickedly at me. Dr. N, now I can relax. Who is Scanlon? My guide. This is his crude idea of a joke. Dr. N, what does Scanlon really look like now? Tall, aquiline features, gray hair. Full of mischief making, as usual. Laughs with bravado, but still not fully recovered. I should have known. He caught me unawares this time. Dr. N, does Scanlon make a habit of this sort of thing? Why frighten you just as you were coming into the spirit world a little disoriented? Defensively, listen, he is a great teacher. That's his way. He has got our whole group using masks, but he knows I don't like them much. Dr. N, tell me why Scanlon used the devil's mask to scare you right after this life? Talk to him now. Note, I am quiet for a few moments while my subject mentally connects with Scanlon. After a period of silence, I had it coming. Oh, I know it. I spent a lifetime preaching about the devil, scaring good people. Telling them they were going to hell if they didn't pay attention to me. Scanlon gave me a dose of my own medicine. Dr. N, and how do you feel now about his methods? Chagrin, he made his point.
Okay. That was the point that I wanted to make with this book. Now, I'll just elaborate a little about that. We are talking here about an evangelist who spent his entire life scaring people about hell and devil, which don't exist. Now, his guide of the spiritual world knew that he was doing something wrong. So when he entered the spirit world, his guide himself played a practical joke upon him and scared him by wearing the mask of a devil, a non-existent devil, the devil which the Christian theologians have created by themselves. And as a result, he initially felt scared that he has actually been taken to hell. When this better sense prevails upon him, then he finds out that it was just a practical joke played upon him to tell him what it really feels to be scared. And that is the point which I wanted to make with today's video, that all the theologians of Christianity as well as Islam, they spend their lifetime scaring people that you will have to face the day of judgment, you will have to face the day of Qiyamah. And ultimately what is going to happen is that once their life ends, they are going to find out that they were participating in an elaborate hoax and they wasted the golden opportunity of this life which was available to them. And not only that, they have pushed hundreds of their followers into that same bottomless abyss, due to which more number of people will start believing in this nonsense of Iblis or Satan. And that was what I wanted to share today. Now, if there are any questions, I'll take them up. Okay, Shantanu Kulkarni, death is nothing but a comma in this cosmic journey. Yes, you're absolutely right. And that is what actually Dr. Michael Newton is proving with his work. See, what is the difference is, now, there are two different claims. One is that there is a reincarnation. The other is that there is no reincarnation. There is no incarnation. There is just single life. But how do we prove one of them is correct? Fortunately, people like Dr. Michael Newton, Dr. Brian Weiss, they are working on it. They're documenting it. So they, in a sense, are trying to give a glimpse into the truths of spiritual world. But then people can raise questions about this also, that maybe it is a conspiracy theory. Maybe Dr. Michael Newton is doing something which cannot be proven in a laboratory. Of course, it cannot be proven in a laboratory. But then we have to be obsessed with these conspiracy theories to say that someone like Dr. Michael Newton, who is well educated, well reputed, well settled, belongs to Christian tradition, but has an open mind, has a scientific aptitude. When the patients during their past life regression tell him about what they are witnessing, he accepts them as a good scientist and then documents them. In fact, he himself claims that these things were initially a shock to him, but then they changed his life forever. So either someone has to prove that he was some kind of liar, he created an elaborate hoax, or we should at least believe him. There is some kind of evidence which he is providing us. Ex-Christian, sir, your insight on reincarnation and resurrection. Reincarnation, that is what I'm discussing right now, that Hinduism says there is reincarnation. All the holy books of Hinduism, I should not say holy books, all the books of knowledge of Hinduism, it may be Bhagavad Gita, it is Brahma Sutra, it is Patanjali Sutra, all talk about reincarnation. But resurrection, no. And I don't believe in it because it doesn't make any sense. Why would a god have to send his own only son, then get him crucified and then resurrect? It's more of a melodrama. I don't believe in it. Okay, what else? Shantanu Kulkarni again, the energy in the universe remains constant. This could support the reincarnation theory. There is a catch into it. That means we have already accepted that it is only energy which reincarnates. There are many gray areas in this. I won't outrightly accept it, nor outrightly reject it. What is the idea of good souls and bad souls? Yes, this is something which has divergence between the thought process of West and the thought process of East. When I say East, I talk about Hinduism. In Hinduism, it is stated that the soul, actually, soul is the wrong word, Atma is nirlep. It is untouched by anything. It is just a witness to everything that is happening. It is a drishta. It does not participate into anything. So, as a corollary, Atma is neither good nor bad. It attaches itself with worldly deeds. Then there is this what is the correct term? It starts associating itself with good or bad deeds, but in fact, Atma is untouched by all these. The example that is generally given is of a lotus that although it is in water, but still it is untouched by water. Whereas, when you go through the work of Dr. Michael Newton, he sometimes uses term like disturbed souls, not good and bad souls, but disturbed souls whose energy has been destroyed, not destroyed, whose energy has been damaged. So, either good souls and bad souls, I don't subscribe to it. This causes paranoid personality disorder. I don't know, maybe. Aditya Guruji, Sahi Muslim to in this discussion we won't talk about Islam. We'll take up the question some other time. Russian Meg, sir, namaskar. Please explain this Quran 66.8. I just said let's stick to the topic. Neeraj Pandit, namaste sir. How come Christians seem to be more liberal than Muslims as Christianity is equally cruel? Because the Christian world, what used to be Christian world, has undergone a metamorphosis. They've been through the period of Renaissance, the period of Enlightenment, due to which they came out of this regressive medieval mindset of which was controlled by church and clergy. In Islam, that introspection probably has started taking place, but it has not reached that critical mass so that people start becoming liberal. Significance. Okay. Okay, that was what I wanted to share today. That's it for today. Thank you very much.